Hello students, we are here in my garden. Our next lab is going to be about soil processes. So we're going to use the garden and our home environment as an example. Here are my chickens. We collect their eggs, we feed them food scraps, they process those through their digestive systems, and their poop goes into the compost. Then we spread it back here into our growing areas. Here we have flowers for the bees. We have mostly vegetables in the beds in the middle, and then flowers along the backside, fruit trees and berries. So what we want to think about is nutrient cycling. How is it that we can grow plants and then put the plants back in the soil and they break down into nutrients that new plants in the spring can use? So that is done in the guts of biological organisms. We looked at the chickens there, but let's look at the compost for a sec here. So the compost operation is kind of messy, but sort of takes up a lot of space. So here's our compost bin. Here we put food scraps from inside, waste from the bedding from the chicken coops, and we also put all the plants in the fall that have expired, the annual plants, into the compost. And we add soil. So I think that is part of the magic of our compost. So when we want to cover new plant material, we take some of the soil out of these raised beds and we put it in there. And the reason why the soil is the magic is because it is where all the microorganisms are that are going to continue to eat these plant materials and essentially poop them out into forms that new plants can use to grow in the following season. So let's go inside and see what we can do inside our homes to facilitate this nutrient cycling in a very small space. So here we are just in my downstairs bathroom off my kitchen. And there are lots of invertebrates in the soil outside. One of them is worms. So here we have a worm bin, and we're going to be constructing a worm bin in our lab, this unit. But let's think about this cycling a little bit further. We humans ate these vegetables, drank this coffee, ate these eggs, and now we have these waste products. In the left, we give those larger food scraps to the chickens, and their digestive systems process the nutrients. Then they go into the compost. And then here on the right, we reserve vegetables and coffee grinds and eggshells, things that the chickens don't want to eat, and we give them to the worms. So worms are a great example of an organism doing work inside the soil. Oops, sorry, I got my finger on there. So here, take a look. There is no actual quote-unquote dirt here. This is all poop made, the remnants of biological material that went through the digestive system of the worms. Oh, see, look, there's a ton of worms right there. So essentially, when we are taking our plant materials and we are putting them in the worm bin, we're providing a habitat for these invertebrates. The worms chew on the vegetable material, and their biological system processes them into plant-available forms of nitrogen and other nutrients. So in the process of doing this in our homes, we can, for one, learn a bit about how to be more sustainable and reduce waste in our private home lives, but also we can actually observe this decomposition process facilitated by the digestive systems of biological organisms. All right, we'll get more details on the labs in the written documents associated with this video. Let me know if you have questions.